Hello, good afternoon. So today I'm taking bro school shopping and we gonna get school clothes and things. I don't know if I'm gonna buy supplies today. I think I'm just gonna buy school clothes today and then wait for the surprise supplies, because he's got so many freaking school supplies that just collected from over the years. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure you have that. Just like 3-ring binders and stuff like that. They're still in really good shape. So I'm gonna go through all the school supplies first before we buy school supplies, because we need to save money for our house. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So we are off. I may catch up with you guys in the car. Okay, so my mother-in-law ended up coming with us, so no vlogging. We need to zoom in. Just a winch. Just a winch. Yeah, so my mother-in-law came with us, so obviously I could not bring the camera. But bro got lots of cool stuff. He got so much. Boys are so easy. I can't imagine like having to shop for girls. Boys are so fucking easy. He's like, I want this t-shirt, this. I was like, okay, try some shorts on. We get you some shorts. He's like, okay, this is what my size is. And then we pick 4 other shorts and it's like bing, bang, boom, we're done. The shoes, on the other hand, that was kind of a tooth puller, because we went to like 4 different stores. And normally he would wear just like a pair of Nikes or something, but for some reason this year he's like, I don't like anything. We went to Finish Line, Foot Locker, some other new store in the mall that I don't know what it's called, but it's like has like Nike, Adidas, all the like sporty brands. And then finally he was like, I just want shoes like the shoes I had last year. Last year he had black Nikes with a swoosh in the style of like a band shoe, so like Vans. And I was like, well, let's just go to Journeys and like get you some fucking Vans if that's what you want, because we looked for that style of shoe at Finish Line and all they had were like, they were like all designy and like weird looking. They didn't have just plain suede with a white Nike swoosh, black, white sole. They didn't have that. And that's what he wanted. So we just went and got him some Vans and he was happy with it. He'd seen some Adidas ones that he wanted too, but they didn't have his size. So we're going to go back in probably a couple of weeks and get those. Because I just didn't feel like ordering them for whatever reason. They were like hella fucking busy. I felt so bad for the girl that was waiting on us because she was pregnant and like she was running back and forth, and it seemed like maybe she was new. Sorry, it's really bumping right here. And it seemed like she might have been new and she was just like running her ass off. She started like lacing the shoes up while she was checking us out, and I was like, you don't have to do that. We can lace them up. You're really busy. She's like, are you sure? I was like, yes, go help somebody else. So anyways, yeah, so we got a lot of cool stuff, and then he spent his allowance money on something at Hot Topic, some kind of anime box thing where it got like a big pop, a little pop, and a bunch of this little stuff. I finally got a new air freshener. It's from some anime that I don't know, and it smells like bananas, and it's like all the banana. It smells like all the banana. It's very strong because I just got back in my car and I was like, oh fuck yes, banana. Hey there, hope my pizza don't taste like bananas, because I am going to get a pizza. Because what happened was I was cooking supper and I had this great idea, because I found, you know, of course, recipes on Pinterest for keto shit, and I was cooking chicken tenders, okay, and onion rings, but you use, why is my brakes on? You use like pork rinds as the, what's it called, breading for it. So the onion rings you were supposed to bake, and I was like, I'm not fucking with that, I'm just gonna fry them. So I went to fry them, and like, okay, we have a deep fryer. I don't know why I didn't pull the fucking deep fryer out, but probably just because I was lazy and I didn't want to fuck with it. So I tried to put oil in a pan on the stove, but the problem is that I could not get the temperature of the oil regulated. I always have that problem when I try to fry stuff on my stove. Like, I cannot get the temperature regulated on the stove of the oil. So because I started off with like raw chicken, I was scared to eat it. I was like, I'm so fucking scared to eat it. I can't get the temperature on the stove regulated. And I'll tell you, this is why. Because a few years ago, I got food poisoning. And the reason why I got food poisoning is because, and I don't think I've ever told you guys this, but when Tim and I first moved into that house, actually no, there's a little house beside our house. If you guys have seen outside, there's like this smaller house that's beside our house that's on the property. And we used to live in that house while the house that we're in now is being remodeled. And we went probably 3 years, I would say, 2-3 years without an actual stove, like a cooking stove. We used a toaster oven because we couldn't afford a stove for years. And I got these chicken tenders, and they were like breaded chicken tenders, but they weren't cooked. They were like, you know how usually when you get like chicken tenders at the store or something, like they come pre-cooked and then you just kind of have to like bake them off or fry them off or whatever to basically warm all the way back through. These ones weren't like that. These ones were like raw and breaded. And what happened was I had put them in that toaster oven, and because I cooked them in the toaster oven and not an actual oven, well, this is what the doctor said he thinks happened. Because I cooked them in the actual oven, in the toaster oven, not the actual oven, the center of the chicken didn't get hot enough. The temperature in the toaster oven wasn't hot enough to fully like get the chicken to the point of not being bacterialized anymore or something. And he told me before that you have to get the temperature in order to cook chicken. Like, chicken has to be this certain temperature. I don't remember the temperature of the internal temperature, but he told me that even if your chicken gets to that internal temperature, if you don't have a temperature high enough while you're cooking it, even though it can, like, say 165, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. If your chicken, even though the internal temperature is 165, if you cook that chicken on like 200 or something until it hits 165, like, that's not hot enough to cook all that bacteria or whatever out of it, like the salmonella and shit. So I had the oil in the stove, and at one point it was on like 400 degrees, and I'm like, oh my god, so I had to add more. It was just a mess, girl. I had to add more oil to it to cool it down. I hate cooking on an electric stove because it's so hard to regulate the heat on an electric stove. Because like a gas stove, when you turn the gas down, the temperature goes down. You know what I mean? When you turn an electric stove down, it like that, especially a gas top stove, that element that it's sitting on is still hot as fuck, and you have to wait for that to cool down for the temperature to go down. Sir, I couldn't get the oil to go, every time I would get the oil to go above like 299, it would go way above and shoot up to like 400, so it was too hot. And then when I tried to get it back down, it would be like in the 200s. So I cooked it and it sat in there forever, but once I got done, I was like, I am so scared to eat this, because I'm fucking telling you guys, when I had food poisoning, that was the worst actual thing I've ever experienced in my life. First of all, I woke up, this is the story of my food poisoning. I woke up one day, and I think, was this before Aiden went to school? I don't think so. Did he go to school yet? Might have been before Aiden was in school, because I remember Aiden was home with me. I woke up that day, and maybe it was in the summer or something too. So I wake up, and I was feeling like okay. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh my god, I like started sweating, and I was like, oh, I don't feel very good. And my head got like real like, oh, what the fuck is going on? And then all of a sudden I was like, oh my god, I have to fucking get sick. I have to get sick right now. And like an hour before that I felt fine. And it just came on me, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta fucking throw up. So I ran into the bathroom, threw the fuck up worse than I've ever thrown up in my life, and literally could not stop. I could not hold water down. I couldn't even hold my own spit down. It was so bad. I literally thought I was dying. Like, I started crying. I called Tim. I was crying. I was like, I'm dying. I'm dying. I don't know what's happening to me. Like, I was sick as fuck. I never, ever, ever get sick. I was so fucking sick. Like, when he came home to pick me up to take me to urgent care, I felt so bad that I physically did not want to get up and go. I was like, I can't do it. I can't. That's how bad I felt. My entire body hurt. I kept throwing up. I couldn't hold anything down. I was throwing up outside on the way to the fucking urgent care. Oh my God, it was a nightmare. And after I got there, and the doctors like shot me up with vinegar, and I felt a little bit better. But once I told him what happened, he's like, because Tim's like, oh, you think she's got the flu or whatever? And he's like, nah, you got food poisoning. Did you eat anything like weird? And I told him I ate these chicken tenders. He's like, did you cook them all the way through? And I said, yeah, I cooked them in the toaster oven and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, there's your problem. Don't cook raw chicken in a fucking toaster oven. And then that's when he went through his whole spiel. So, yeah, be careful. So I was too scared to eat them. I told him, I said, I'm scared to eat them. I can't. Let's just order a pizza. BRB, let me grab my pizza. Okay, and we're back. Ooh, that pizza smells. It's so good. Oh, so fucking good. Dude, I have to tell you guys, I'm totally going to make a video about the power of positive thinking, law of attraction. I know I said this before, but I'm telling you guys, it fucking works. It works with our house. I kept telling Tim, so something had happened with the house that, what happened was we went through our mortgage broker, and he went through whatever. I don't really understand like the logistics behind it, but what happened was he like got a hold of the bank or whatever. We did all this blah blah blah. We were pre-approved. We were good. And then the people at the bank came back and said, hey, there's like been a discrepancy because it shows first, I honestly don't even know how they came up with this, but they said that the business showed as a loss from last year to this year. And Tim was like, there is no loss. Like, our profit this year wasn't as much as it is last year. I don't know if that's what they're talking about, but we had no loss. We're still in a profit. His business has never been in a loss. Ever, really. Even when, like, his uncle and his dad owned it, like, the business has never been at a loss. Maybe fucking 20 years ago when it was in the first couple of years, but not any time in the past, like, 10, 15 years. So, they kept saying, like, there's this certain amount of money in parentheses or something like that. I really don't understand what happened. So Tim was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, they were literally on the verge of being like, oh, we're fucking not going to loan you the money. So Tim was like flipping the fuck out, and I kept telling him, like, dude, just trust the process. I fully, wholeheartedly do not fucking believe that all this stuff that fell in line so perfectly, from, you know, us getting a realtor when we did, to us getting, you know, money from an inheritance from my grandpa when we did, to us finding a house that was almost an exact replica of the first house that we looked at, and that has been the house that we've compared every fucking house that we've looked at to. Everything that's fallen in line, I will not fucking believe that it all fell in line like that just for it to get shit on in the end. You know what I mean? I said, it's going to happen. Somehow, some way, it will happen. I know it will. I truly fucking believe that it will. And the last 2 days, I have been envisioning myself in the house. I've been, you know, like, doing things, preparing for our move. I know it's gonna fucking happen. Well, our mortgage broker told Tim, like, well, I'm gonna do blah blah blah. I don't know, fucking, I have no clue, dude. He's like, I'm gonna do whatever, but this is gonna be basically like your last resort. And I'm like, that's kind of fucked up, because from what I've known from mortgage brokers is they like do whatever the fuck they can. Like, if the motherfucker has to find a bank in Missouri to loan you the money, that's what they do. That's like their job. I don't understand that. So apparently Tim called our realtor, and our realtor was even like, no, that's not right. Like, our realtor was like fighting to get us the loan even more than what our mortgage broker was, which, you know, obviously our fucking realtor, that's a big ass commission on a $200,000 house, you know what I mean? So obviously he's going to fight for it too, but I just thought, what the fuck? That's like not cool. So Tim said, you know, our mortgage broker's like basically treating me like a redheaded stepchild. I can't talk to him. I've called him multiple times. He won't answer the phone. He won't tell me what's going on. He won't keep me updated. Like, he won't even call and say, hey, you know, I haven't heard from him, but I did this, this, or that, whatever. He has done nothing. So our realtor went to a different bank and like showed him basically all of our information and whatever else, and the guy from that bank was like, fuck yeah, we'll loan you the money. He's like, I'm just going to tell it to you straight, like, you're pre-approved, so yeah, you basically have it. And he like looked over all the documentation and he said, I just need the underwriters, which I don't even know what the fucking underwriter is. I just need the underwriters to like sign off on it or whatever, so we're good again. But it was just crazy, and Tim was like so bummed the last couple of days. I felt so fucking bad for him, because he like doesn't think the way that I do, and like doesn't see things the way that I do. He's like the type of person where everything in the world is like out to get him, and you know, he's been like so fucked over so many times that he just doesn't have it in him to believe in the process. And I just kept saying, believe in the process, believe in the process. And I really sat and like meditated and manifested, you know, everything happening, everything falling in line. Like, I wrote in a notebook over and over and over like 50 times, I am so grateful and thankful to the bank for loaning us money to buy our new house. I'm so grateful and thankful to have a new house. I'm so grateful and thankful to the bank for letting us buy a new house. Like, all this stuff over and over and over. And then Tim calls me today and tells me that stuff about our realtor like finding another bank. So I was like, dude, you just have to trust the process. Do you believe me now? Do you believe me that it works? I told you it works. Because I'm always like, think more positive, do this, do that, manifest it. And he's like, manifest my ass. Like, he really just like does not jump on board with it. But there's been, and I don't know why, because there's been so many things that have happened through the span of our lives that fall back to that, and that are a what do I want to say, like a product of manifestation and positive thinking, whatever else. And he just like won't get on board. Now he's like, and I kept telling him, I told you the whole fucking time. And even this morning before I left to work, I said, look, if this house, if we do not get this house, which I know we're going to, I'm not even going to put out there that we're not, just to humor you though, if we don't get this house, it's not that big of a deal. That just means that there is a better house waiting for us. That's all that means. That means that there's something other than this house that's even more accustomed to us, that's even more, or not accustomed, but customized to us, that's even more of what we want. That just means there's something bigger and better for us out there. You know what I mean? I said, and fuck it, if we fucking don't get it, we'll take a bunch of vacations and spend the fucking money and then wait another year. Who cares? What the fuck? So I was like, I am to the point now where I have like just let go and said, you know, I'm not going to like be down and depressed if it doesn't happen, even though I know it's going to. Like, it is. I know it is. I know it is. I see myself in there. So anyways, I didn't want to tell you guys because I didn't want to put it out into the world, like what was going on, because I didn't believe it, and I still don't believe it. Like, I knew that something was going to come along that was going to change that around, and I just wish Tim would believe it, because I just felt so bad because he was so fucking bummed out for the last couple of days. He was like moping around the house with his head down, and he wouldn't talk, and I just felt so bad. And I was like, God, I wish I could just get you on my level, because I'm all like beep 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 beep, like completely unscathed, not bothered by it, because I knew it was going to happen. I knew that the universe would not put all this stuff in alignment just for it to not happen. You know what I mean? So I'll be doing a video on it. What I want to do is do a video and tell you guys, like, all of the things that I have manifested and that we have manifested together, and just tell you guys, like, give you guys examples of everything that's happened. Jesus, what a bumpy ride, right? Am I right, ladies? Anyways, yeah, so I just want to do a video about that and give you guys, like, my personal stories of where we've came from up until now, and get you guys on the bandwagon. Get you guys on the bandwagon. I seen one of you guys were like, can I manifest the boyfriend? Yes, bitch, you can. Yes, you can manifest the man. Yes, you can. I feel like maybe in some way, shape, or form I manifested my soulmate when I found him. I did. Because I stopped, you know, just like really, really looking and just let the universe bring him to me. And that's what happened. It was very funny the way that we met. And it was kind of odd, but it happened and it was meant to be, so there's that. So anyways, I am going to get off here. I'm going to go in and eat my pizza. I'm probably going to cut it off here. I know this is like a short ass vlog, but I was school shopping all day with my mother-in-law, and now I have to go in and edit yesterday's vlog, and take my pizza in and eat my pizza, and it's already fucking 7 o'clock because goddamn that stupid supper. I sat there for like 2 hours cooking that shit, and then I couldn't eat it, and then I had to go get pizza. So anyways, I will catch you guys. What is today for you? It's Thursday, so I will catch you guys on Friday, and hopefully I'll be able to vlog more. I probably will. We will. Yes, I will. I don't think I have anything going on besides like packing and stuff like that. So I will catch you guys on Friday. I hope you had a great Thursday. And peace, love, and chicken grease. Girl.